Okay, we're live. All right. Welcome to another episode of the Scar Nation podcast with Benjamin Lerner and Matt Keegan. We're waiting on Matt right now. So we're going to get into this here in a second. Let me go in here, and the way StreamYard works is crazy, man. I got to manually switch everything to public.
Yeah, StreamYard's an interesting platform.
Yeah. There's probably other ones that I don't know about. I probably should. It is what it is.
The other one, Riverside's another one. It's another one some people use.
Yeah. So this is an exciting one because a lot of people are excited about that. You know, just some type of collaboration with us. But you can go ahead, for the people out there that don't know who you are, which there's probably not any, but just in case there's one, go ahead and introduce yourself, Ben.
Yeah, of course. I'm Benjamin Lerner. I'm a person in long-term recovery. I've been sober since June 13th, 2016, but I like to think all we really got is one day at a time. I woke up this morning at 8:15 a.m., so if you woke up at 8, you got more time than me. I'm a musician. I make content, but more than that, I'm just doing everything I can to let people know that just like your tagline, if you stay consistent, recovery is possible, and you're never so far down that you can't get back up.
That's it, brother. That's it. One day at a time.
That's it.
That's really, you could use that mantra even more than just recovery. Like, it's about staying consistent. You know what I'm saying? Like, every day you wake up, you got goals that you got to face. You shouldn't be too worried about next week or next month, or because you got to get through the day in order to even make it to that anyway. So it's really a good mindset to have, the whole one day at a time. And that's really something I push big time.
Yeah, for me, I know if I get too slick and I start thinking, oh, I got this amount of days, weeks, months, years, then that's a slippery slope into getting complacent and thinking that I don't have to do the work that I got to do every day. It's just like, you always posting like fitness reels, going to the gym. You can work out for 5 years, but then if you stop for a month or two, you lose a lot of those gains. And for me, it's the same thing in recovery. Even if if I'm not working my principles into action, being present, working on myself, it's all going to go away quicker than I can snap my fingers, man. That work is what sets me free one day at a time. And Matt just walked by, and we're trying to find some different spots where we can set up so that the audio doesn't interfere, be in the same place without being in the same place. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I didn't know how y'all was going to do it. I didn't know if y'all was going to be on the same screen or what.
I mean, if it happened to be that, then that's what we can do. Because the audio is compromised. So if you hear any ringing, let us know. We'll work that out. But we're down in this. What's crazy? Let me show you where we're at right now. We're in this historic bank building where actually the Johnny Depp movie Public Enemy was filmed, because the cinematographers got it hooked up like that. So if you look behind me, you'll see a vault back there. And so that's where we're going to be shooting the final scenes of this video. And we've been shooting all around here in Wisconsin. And I'm going to let Matt speak on the scenes that he's filmed already, dude. But this video has been a very moving experience for both of us, both in terms of our recovery and our musical journeys, man. And to cap it off here in this venue is it's surreal, dude. Honestly, I come from scraping carpets for pieces of drywall I think are cracked, and, like lancing abscesses. And to be on the other side of the camera like that, you know what I mean? Matt says he's having a couple little technical difficulties, so
it's fine. It's fine. We got time.
And we're gonna get it going, man. But yeah, no, it's been crazy, dude. Just like linking up after the Lost Voices of Fentanyl event and like making this, because we took our time with this, man.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. You got to take your time with stuff like that. I'm excited to see it, and I'm proud of you guys, man, for really being out there doing big things. That's this isn't a small thing what y'all are doing. Like a whole music video, people are listening to this stuff. It's all around the world. Like, that's crazy, bro.
It has been crazy to see the response. Like, I've been making rap music in active addiction and out since I was 15, and I'm 32 now. So for more than half of my life. But back when I was, using, I would pay the plug to get something external to like validate me internally, or at least give the illusion of that would more pain. I used to pay rappers for features thinking that their like clout would rub off on me.
Right.
Like Mac Miller for a feature, and I was like, oh, I got a good deal. paid Raekwon from Wu-Tang Clan, Project Pat. And, you know, they wouldn't have worked with me if they weren't messing with the tracks. Like, regardless of the money, they're not going to do it if it's whack. But, like,
Yeah. We got something going on with the audio here.
Matt, you good?
All right. Yeah. Like, get anywhere to where you couldn't really. Here, so
Yeah, something going on with the connection or the audio or something.
how's that? Is that better?
The video's still lagging, man.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm so sorry, guys.
There it
I'm
goes.
so sorry. I
No,
can't
it's
seem to
fine,
find a
man.
spot that's working.
It's
That's
fine.
better, but
Finally, I got it live on
There we
Facebook.
go.
I thought they was.
all right.
See, we're just now getting live on Facebook. We got time for the whole technical difficulties and stuff. No pressure, guys. No pressure.
No problem. I mean, that's the crazy thing about being in this bank building, right? Like all the so it's hard even with Wi-Fi to get the right connection.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So what's it? So how far along are y'all with the music video?
Matt, you want to take that? Can you hear?
Yeah, I'm in. Yeah, can you guys hear me okay? Everything should be good now.
Yeah, you're good.
Awesome. Here, I'm going to sit right here. Does that look fitting? Okay.
Yeah.
Y'all are busy, man. I love it. Busy.
Yeah, we didn't want to not be able to do this with you, Josh. But yeah, we're really like squeezing this right in the middle because the second we're done with this, they're getting set up for the next shoot for this evening. So yeah, we're coming along pretty well. This is the last day of the shoot that we're about to do right now, and I wish we could go into depth and detail, and I think we can go into a little bit. We kind of revealed a little bit last night on Ben's Live, but this thing is really, really coming together very well. So much more than either of us could have expected. You know, like when we came out here, we didn't really have any expectations of like what it was going to look like, what was going to happen. And I'm telling you, bro, everything has fallen into place. And God is with us on this one, brother. I'm telling you, man, I just really feel that presence. Because it's just everything's gone great. Me and Ben have had a blast, dude. Like we've got to do so much these past couple of days, man. It's been wild. So yeah, we're finishing up the second half of the video, the final piece of the video right now. Today's all Ben and his part of it. You want to talk a little bit about what your part is, Ben?
Yeah. So basically, for people who haven't heard the song yet, Shane Plug is on all platforms. Price of Addiction, Matt Keegan, Benjamin Lerner. But basically, the song dialogue between Matt and his inner self about what happens when you pay the price of it, aka return to use after building your life back up. And it's not meant to shame anybody. A lot of people relapse is eventually something to get back up, leads you towards recovery, and everybody's journey is different. But what happens is the song starts out with Matt in his head talking about the inner monologue of the first line of the song is, I made up my mind sober. And so he talks about all the reasons why he's through this rough patch. And then the song evolves to the point where he's getting ready to make that decision to return to use. And so in the video, at a certain point in the song, I come in, I say, do that. And we start arguing back and forth. And then at a certain point, I decide to keep it 100% real about what can happen if you go back to that life. So my verse is all set up where it's like the Matt's mind, it's all dark. And a projector is going to be showing all these different things that we film separately. And I won't go too into detail on that.
Yeah.
But I am talking about everything that can happen. Like, you know, a couple bars from the song. Picture your family craving your mother black on her face. Rewinded a couple of days back on the block and you're bundled to giving up everything. Pulling away, flick on the light, get the spoon in the lighter and park with the brake. So it's shot by shot. No.
Yeah, we're having some audio problems with you. I can hear you, but it's like broken up.
Oh, okay.
I can hear you though, but it's just broken up. First off, let me jump in here and say that I appreciate you guys for taking time out of this process. I know that this is probably a busy process for y'all. I've never shot a music video. I don't know what it's like, but I want to thank y'all for taking time out of your day and out of the process of this important moment in y'all's life to jump on here, on my podcast and talk about it. So basically, being what I'm getting out of it. So Matt's the one about the relapse, right? And you're trying to talk him out of it. Is that the gist of what you're saying?
Yeah, and I kind of play like a devil angel type deal where
Right.
his like innermost lowest thoughts that are propelling him back get met with this other voice, and I play the role of that voice kind of over his shoulder as he's walking towards the plug's house, like, what are you doing? And we start arguing, and then at a certain point the voice of, call it righteousness, call it not wanting to relapse, call it recovery, comes in and basically keeps it 1,000% real. And I listen.
Yeah. I've heard the song. It's a great song.
Yeah. And
I mean,
we spell all that out visually. And the working with are passionate. All the passion we bring to our recovery is echoed through them and the work that they're doing. And it's just been amazing to see that take shape because they're dedicated. Not but moment on the second day of filming where two people came in who played in one scene. And these people also have never struggled with addiction themselves, but they hadn't heard the song. So I get on my computer and I play the song for them because they don't even know what it is. Never heard it. I'm just chilling. I'm on my phone scrolling. How us content creators do. I'm not even looking.
For sure.
But when the song ends, I look up and they're busted out crying. And I'm like, what's on? And one of them, I just lost my friend to a Fetty OD 2 weeks ago.
Crazy, man.
These people, never met him before. Out in Wisconsin. I live in Vermont.
Yeah.
Never met him. That's how crazy this fentanyl pandemic is, dude.
It's everywhere, man. It's like it's crazy. It is crazy. Like everybody knows somebody that's been affected by addiction. Everybody. I don't think you'll ever meet somebody that doesn't at least know somebody that's been affected by addiction. That's why what we do is so important, man. And, just getting the message out. I think this content, I've always thought this. I think the content that we put out where people can relate is more powerful than any rehab or treatment program, and that's just my opinion, because that's what helped me get clean. I withdrew and went through my little, getting clean process on my mom's couch, and you know what I'm saying? So that the content really helped me, and I remember finding Matt on TikTok, that Suboxone song that you made, but before I even came to Facebook, somebody had sent me that that video and I stitched it, and I'm like, hell yeah. So to be here, months and probably be about a year later on the same screen as you, man, that's crazy because I love your music, bro.
Yo, absolutely, man. I love your message, dude. I like how you said that the content creation helped you more than treatment. There's multiple pathways to doing this, man. Some people can kick it home. Some people can. Treatment's not for everybody. AA is not for everybody. NA 12-step program, it's not for everybody, man. So that's why we, do what we do, man. That's why all three of us are aligned. And yeah, it's great that we're on the same screen, man. Like I watched you come up on Facebook, bro. I watched your following like explode in like 3 months, man. I watched you go from like 25K to like 100K in like literally 3 months. Because all of us are peeping each other, So I'll be checking out what you do. I check out what Ben does. You know what I mean? I pay attention to the other big creators in the space too, because that's how it's almost like we're in like a symbiotic thing together. You know what I'm saying? And man, I just watched it expand so quickly for you, bro. So congrats, and I'm glad to see this podcast taking off. And I love the Scar Nation concept, bro. Like you got a beautiful ecosystem growing out, and it's cool because we all have our own little way of doing it. We all have our own little way of reaching people. We were unique to certain people because Ben can reach people that I can't. You can reach people that I can't. I can reach people that you can't. And at the end of the day, it's just to bring people to this life of being sober, bro. Because too many are dying, dude. Too many.
Every day.
Dying,
every
bro.
day. Multiple
it's
times.
insane. Like if you would have told us this 10 years ago and we was out there getting pills and just, hey, just to let you know, fucking 300 people are going to die a day in 2024 and it's not going to stop. And the government's not going to do anything about it. It would be such a crazy thing for me to digest. I wouldn't even be able to wrap my head around it. But here we are, and it's just a new normal, man. That's why we're putting out shit like this, bro. We wanna shake some things up, man. We want to shake up the way people. So when I tell you that this video is going to be jarring, it's going to hurt, it's going to elicit pain, you know, it's just because I want somebody to see it who's really thinking. Because for me, the whole concept to me, like, truly formulated when there was a kid that I knew, a friend of mine. He had relapsed. We came up in the rooms together, we made meetings together and all that, and he relapsed. And I relapsed too, if you remember my big relapse, and I made it back to the rooms, and he was back in the rooms, and I was like, oh, I hugged him, and I was like, man, it's so good to see you. We weren't like the closest of friends, man. You know, we weren't really like the tightest, bro, but it was good to see him back, you know, because I care about him. I know his family. And 2 weeks after that, bro, he died. And then all of a sudden I'm at his funeral. And
Yeah,
I'm
that's
watching his
great.
mother cry, and I'm watching all of his friends cry. The whole place was packed, dude. Funeral home was packed. You couldn't even park in the parking lot. So many people showed up, and I watched him be so alone at the end of it. You know what I mean? Like, he really didn't have nobody, and it's crazy because, like, we fall into that. Once we die, then all of a sudden people care, you know? So it's like,
Yeah.
I seen that, and I was like, I want to reproduce this. I want to put this out there for somebody. You know what I'm saying? That, like, catch somebody so they can see this. I want someone to see this whole thing. So I talked to Ben about it, and I told Ben, and then Ben brought what he brought, which I had no clue Ben was going to bring what he brought, especially in his verse. You know, Ben brought something powerful. I couldn't imagine anybody else doing something like that. And man, here we are today, bro. And I'm telling you, it's going to be something special, man.
I'm proud of you guys, man. That's from me to y'all. I'm proud of y'all, and everybody else is too, man. My community absolutely fucking loves y'all. I think we got a lot of the same people in all of our communities, and everybody in my community loves y'all, man. And from what I hear from the people, we're like the top 3 guys out there that are just, you know what I'm saying? And I love that. So we're gonna end up doing more in the future, man. Like, we got to.
Oh,
But I
yeah.
think it's awesome y'all are together doing this music thing. Another thing I wanted to throw in after you just said, 300 people dying today. We got 3 people on the same screen that cheated, that got out of it. I have survivor's guilt every day. My best friend just lost his life about 5 months ago that I grew up with since 3rd grade, man. So rest in peace to Stephen Cates. I want to go ahead and throw that out there. But going to his funeral hit me hard, knowing that I had survived so many overdoses and got through it. So the song, yeah, it hit me. It hit me in the heart, and everybody that's been through it. So, yeah, shout out to y'all, man, for doing this and putting so much work and dedication into it.
Well,
Dude, we've
thank
been
you.
working hard. The first shoot was like 14 hours, first day, as soon as we got there.
Yeah.
And it maybe not so much the shooting that was hard, just the emotions that were pulled out and pulled through, bro. Like, I literally felt like I was sitting in the middle of an overdose for a minute, dude. Like, I was back in that. Because I've seen that happen. I've seen somebody
Yeah.
get carried out. I'm sure you guys have been right there too, you know.
Yep.
And it was hard, bro. It was hard having to relive all that and go, you know what I mean? Like, it made me more emotionally exhausted than I expected. I just wasn't even anticipating that, you know. So I'm whooped. I'm so tired. I'm ready to get home. Like, we've been pretty much nonstop, I don't think, since we got here, you know.
Yeah, for sure, man. So for the sake of not making this too long, because I know y'all are busy, I got some questions from my followers. I wanted to put a little list of questions together. So I'm going to start. And if y'all want to throw anything in while I'm doing this, feel free to stop me and say whatever y'all want to say. But I got a question from Doris right here. She says, how far do you go to convince people this time is for real and you're determined to stay sober? I would say my answer to that, don't worry about convincing people. Worry about convincing yourself. And then the more your actions will always convince other people. You can't, that's one thing that I never, if you worry about what other people think, you're not going to get very far. Even with the content creation, like, you got to be yourself and the right people to find you. And your actions are always going to speak louder than your words at the end of the day. That's how I feel.
Yeah, absolutely. And just mine's quick, man. Right off of what you said, dude. Actions. Your actions speak so much louder, and for nobody's ever going to take you at your word. You know, even with me, even with everything that I've done, and it looks like that I have, dude. There's people that still trash me for that relapse, and rightfully so. You know what I mean? Why shouldn't they? And for me, I operate on the terms of let them. You know what I'm saying? bless them, change me. So of course, but more importantly, a man, just let them actions talk. Give it a year or 2 years, and whoever's I'm gonna say, let them talk. What do you think, Ben?
Yeah.
What I like to tell people is that even if nobody else is supporting you, you don't have to give up on you, and you don't have to not support. Because your biggest supporter, your biggest motivator, your biggest encourager, whether or not your friends or your family are down there to support you, they might have their own pain. They might have their own resentments, hangups, everything that's making them skeptical. But you can look yourself in, and you can be proud, you can be grateful, and you can keep moving forward and even use that pain as motivation rather than an excuse to go back to that pain cycle. Let me put it this way, the same anxiety and the same emptiness that pushed me to the back in the beginning before I had that self-love, self-worth, I used that as a tool to get the life that I deserve, even before I thought I truly deserved it. I was like, if I got this restlessness, if I got this pain, I can either let that push me towards the rig, the bag, and the block, or I can use it as fuel to push me towards the life that I deserve to live. So I'd say if you're feeling alone, like nobody's getting you, like nobody's supporting you, like nobody's understanding you, your star player is looking just like I'm looking in this camera right here, right in the mirror. You want a supporter? Go in the mirror, give yourself that love, manifest that love and positivity you might not even get from your friends and family, because you deserve it and you're a good person. You deserve to be sober, no matter what you've been through. And it might take some time for people to see it and understand. But if you see those little kernels of inspiration and truth and growth and strength, that will multiply the same way that your pain and anxiety will in active addiction. So run to it because you deserve it. And even if it feels like nobody's there, you don't need their approval. You are the only person who can propel you forward. And that might seem scary, but that's a beautiful thing, because the same way the keys to addiction were in your hand, the keys to recovery and a better life are too.
Yes, sir, man. I love you, Ben. I love the way you put those words together.
Bro,
you're really good at motivational speaking, man. I just want to let you know that.
Likewise, man.
Absolutely agreed, dude. Ben is a killer, bro. I've been watching his creative process of how he does his reels, and
yes,
they're all one takes. They're all one takes.
Yeah. You're good at you're good at articulating yourself, brother. So keep that up for sure, because we need you out here.
Josh got Matt got he posted on his story me messing up like on a one take reel and me like laughing about it. I was like, yes. So because people think, oh, it's all rehearsed. Nah, man, like I up a lot, but
Yeah.
No, I was jumping up and down and making faces at him and recording the whole time and trying to get his attention and screw him up.
Yeah, I understand that, because I do my stuff in one take too. Sometimes I'll mess up and have to start over now, but I don't really rehearse anything. I get it in my heart and I get to talking, and the passion carries it on. Yeah. So yeah, that's how I do it. So but thank y'all for that. So let's move on to the next question. I got one from Bo. He says, what are the top 3 things that keep them all motivated and staying on the path? So I'm going to go ahead and answer that one. What keeps me motivated is seeing the path, like knowing where I'm going. Like if you can't identify the reward at the end of the tunnel, it's very hard to stay motivated. So me being able to keep my fitness and health, being able to look in the mirror and go, damn, like I can't believe 2 years ago I was strung the fuck out on, fentanyl and all this. And now, like, you can't even hardly tell. So I'm blessed in that aspect. And knowing where I'm taking my platform, knowing where I'm headed with, financial goals and things like that. My goals, that's how I stay motivated. Knowing that I'm taking the steps every day to get to my goals. That's what keeps me motivated.
For myself, I used to, the platform, I could say like my materialistic goals were what drove me for a while when I first got into this. And that led me to a relapse, even with a couple viral videos and a decent TikTok following, like, and a good career and a good job through that. And, I found out real quick that like those things are not enough to like keep me sober. And that's just my particular flavor. Like, I'm not saying this for anyone else. This is just me. It's something I found out about myself.
Yes, sir. This is your story.
I can have all the fucking things in the world. I can have all the money, everything that I need, and I'll still get high. I will still get high.
Yeah.
So for me, like my biggest thing, my 100% goal, like what I know that I have to do, or all this goes away. I give all this away 110 times out of 10. Is I have to develop a strong relationship with God and focus on my recovery and help the next person. And like when I do that, when they talk about peace that exceeds all understanding, that is a real thing that has happened for me. Like the closer I get to God and I keep having these revelations and meeting people, and God keeps placing people in my life that I keep getting these new understandings I never would have conceived before. It's absolutely life changing when for myself, when I'm locked into that path. I'm sponsoring guys. I take dudes to meetings. You know what I'm saying? I'm always available.
Yeah.
And people call me every single day, and I'm always available to, minister them or bring to them what it is that they need, and that for me, of course, financial and all those goals. Absolutely. You need money to live. Everything you're looking at in this photo costs money, including the food to go in my body to eat. So of course money, but I want to live a life that's comfortable, that I can be of service. You know what I mean? And wherever that takes me, man. And if this is what I get to do because of that, awesome. Let's go, And just had to get my priorities right. And now that I got them right, like you said, Josh, those goals, those ambitions, those dreams, it's happening. There's no question. All three of us, I totally see us in a wonderful space in the next 5 years, So,
for sure, man. For sure.
Yep.
Before we go to Ben, though, you said something that I wanted to clarify. You're right. Like getting complacent, because I did that too, Matt. I gained everything. I got clean once when I was 26, went and gained everything, got a house, car, had it all. And I got complacent. I thought I could keep the addiction under control and went and started messing with fentanyl and lost everything. So getting complacent will get you, bro.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a good point. Go ahead, Ben.
When I got sober, I got a job as a busboy. And I thought working hard for a little while. And then they told me that they had passed me over for the promotion. And it took all of my motivation away. And I got so discouraged. And at the same time, the person I was working with in my recovery program, I was trying to move forward in that recovery program. He's like, nah, we need to take our time with this part of it. And then I got my heart broken. And so this trifecta of things happened where my life wasn't progressing in terms of my goals the way that I wanted to. And I was presented with a lot of work. And I was like, this isn't it. Gratification. How do I get through this? I remembered something that my dad, who's not an addict in recovery, like I have, told me. He said, make the work the reward, and you will be rewarded every day. And what ended up happening is I said, I don't care if I get a promotion, because I'm going to work harder than anything, and I'm going to make myself better for it. Work's not going to be a chore anymore. I don't care if the person I'm working with in my recovery program doesn't validate me or take me to the next place, because I'm going to immerse myself in this work right here, and I'm going to get the fulfillment from doing this, not for anything else anybody can give me, but right here for me. And in the music, I don't care if it gets 10 views, 1 million views. I'm going to make the best song that I can make and lose myself in the process. And you know what? Whether it was shining plates and forks in that kitchen in a busboy, when I really dove into it, I got the promotion not because I was chasing the promotion, but because it didn't matter to me if I got the promotion. The work was there. I moved forward in my recovery program the minute I stopped caring that I moved forward. And I moved forward with my music the minute I stopped chasing clout. And all those things are amazing. But the truth is that if I'm so caught up in what I want my life to be that I don't see the bounteous rewards that come from engaging with what is in front of me, accepting it, and accepting the rewards and the gifts that can come from engaging myself, getting outside of myself, and losing myself in that work, then no matter what comes, the second I get past that award, that 1 million views, that $1 million, it's all going to be meaningless. So the work itself is my drug, whether that's in my day job as a journalist, my content, my music, working through tough things with my kids, my girl, my family. Yeah, the end prize is amazing. And we got to have that to be motivated, because if life didn't get better, like you said, it would be a dead end road. But that road, that uphill struggle, let me put it this way, a fitness analogy, man. You just wanted to say, yeah, I did 10 120-pound bicep curls. Right. That's what we're looking for? No, It's that burn. It's that intensity that comes when you're in the middle of the set and you don't know if you can break through, because when you break that and you make it on the other side, you feel the worth from the work.
Yes.
It keeps me coming back.
Yes, man. It's the work. You're right. There's a lot of truth to that. That's probably gonna resonate with a lot of people. Guys, when you start putting that work in, you can fall in love with the process. Literally, like just the everyday process of, and you start getting these, and you're right. As addicts, man, we look for instant gratification. And when you're putting the work in, you don't find that instant gratification. You get it later on, but you start, for me, I start to fall in love with the process and actually seeing myself get closer and closer and closer to these goals. That becomes addicting. And you're right, man. It's in the work. It's in the work for sure. Let's see. What's the hardest thing you faced? Oh, this is a good one. So this is from Joshua. This is a good one. What's the hardest thing you faced in early recovery, and how did you get through it sober? The hardest thing I faced in early recovery, the shame. I think that was the shame of, like I told you, Matt, and I completely lost everything. I gained all this stuff and then lost it to a fentanyl addiction, relapsing on fentanyl. And I was embarrassed, man. I was ashamed. I didn't feel like a man. I felt like I wasn't nobody. I didn't want to be alive. Like that's really how I felt. So and I was dealing with this without the substances. So getting past that, and that lasted about 3 months for me. That about the first 90 days, I woke up. I didn't want to get out of bed every day. I just wanted to lay there and not be alive. So finding my purpose sober again, getting over that shame, getting over the accepting the shit that I did and the things that I did to people, and accepting that, hey, I can't change it, but I can change my future. And slowly but surely, I'm not ashamed anymore of anything. So I will say that anybody listening out there that's in early recovery, going through that shame, it'll get better, with time and consistency. Like Ben said, it's in the work. So yeah, the shame was the hardest thing for me, but the work got me through it. To answer your question, just stay consistent and recover. The work got me through that shame.
Awesome. And to pick up off of that, man, the shame, I'd like to go just the feelings. When I first got sober, my emotions were all over the place, man. And one of the biggest things that I struggle with, and I still struggle with, is like I'm exhausted a lot of the time. Like I'm just fucking tired and run down feeling. And there are days like where my head is just so like foggy, and it's just like, so I get in my head about that. I'd be like, well, what am I sober for if I just feel like shit and I'm tired and I'm miserable and depressed all the time? I was like 3 months, 6 months in. It takes your mind and body a long time to heal. You got to think, I ran around for 15 years, getting high. And I would say that was almost straight, 15 years straight without a break, getting high every single day. And then I'm expecting my body just to go right back to normal and figure out how to work in 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, 24 months.
Right.
This takes a long time. You know what I mean? There's a lot of damage you got to undo. So I think that's one of the number one things that take people back out is they get in this rush. So they want to feel perfect again. It takes a long time to feel good again. And then there's also things you got to do. I have to go to the gym, dude. If I don't start my day with the gym, I don't feel good for like the whole day. I have to incorporate some sort of like fitness. I have to eat healthy. I got to go for walks. I have to do mental health breaks. I got to put my fucking phone down and step away from it and just go out and like look at trees. It's all these little things because my mind runs to the easiest thing. And the easiest thing for me is to lay and scroll on my phone and just say, oh, well, I'm going to be tired all the time. So made me want to relapse a lot those like first like 3 to 6 days because a drug was always my solution. It was way easier to get high and just run off those fumes as opposed to like sitting still and just having to like let your body figure it out and, do normal things that normal people do. I got high for 15 years. I don't know how normal people operate, but I put myself around normal addicts who have figured out how to operate like normal people, and that's helped tremendously. And that's how I stick around through this.
That's the key, man. That's what's up. Thank you for your input on that. Cause that's actually an important question. I'm excited to hear Ben's take on this.
Let's go.
So I want to go back to the last week of June in 2016 when I had been at treatment for half of my 30-day stay, and I wanted to leave because I made the stupid decision of getting involved with someone romantically, and we hooked up at the treatment center, and she was a beautiful person, but selfishly, after the needle was out of my vein, made another person my drug. And she stopped talking to me after I detoxed off of subs. I was emotionally bankrupt. I was going through emotional withdrawal because I was still looking for something outside of me, but the question was why? Whether it's drugs, whether it's people, whether it's material validation, why am I looking for something outside of me? And I learned why that day. I called my family up. We're manipulative addicts, and my family still wanted to help me, even after all the damage that I had done, all I had stolen from them. I told them I wanted to go to a different treatment center, and they hooked me up with a train ticket. But that train ticket was going to Philly, and I was going to Kensington, and I wanted to end it all that day, man. I wanted to go to that open-air drug market, buy a bundle, and end it all. But what ended up happening is I got my bag packed. I'm in this place where they send people who are leaving AMA. And this little mirror on the desk, okay? And I'm looking at myself, and there's scabs all over my face from picking, from when I was itching from the dope, and when I was tweaking off the white. And I got this scraggly beard, huge bags under my eyes, still look like I'm in active addiction, and I hate the way I look. But more than that, underneath that, I'm scared of confronting the same scared little kid that went to that external solution in the first place. And that's when I realized that all the external circumstances in the world could not take away that same scared little kid that when I was 13 years old reached for that bottle that turned into that joint, that turned into that line, that turned into that pill, that turned into that rig and pipe. And so what I had to do before I got sober emotionally is I had to look that same scared little traumatized kid straight in the face who was scared of the world and say, you deserve to be sober, happy, and free from this bondage that you are imposing within yourself of turning to a chemical to try to heal the hole within. And I looked that kid in the face, even though I was scared more than I had ever been of handcuffs, of overdosing, of any dark end. I was scared of myself. But I looked myself in my innermost core. I gave myself a hug, and I said, it's time, man. You deserve to run towards the truth. And I didn't do it because I thought it was the right thing to do. I did it because I was tired of running from my pain and my truth. So my biggest piece of advice, and I got this tattooed on my arm, man. Same way you got the scar tattoos, and it might be backward for the live, but that's keep moving forward, run towards the truth, and don't quit before the miracle happens. And you are the miracle. You conquering your fear and your trauma and your shame and your guilt and your pain and your need to go outside rather than heal yourself. You can be your own miracle. But that starts for me with understanding that if I'm not taking care and elevating the lowest and most pained and anxious and self-hating parts of myself and bringing those up with me, then I'm going to have that shadow haunting me when that shadow can be my biggest asset. So I made friends with my innermost self. I made friends with my demons. I made friends with my shadow. I accepted my fear, and I used it to power me forward, man. So what I would say to anybody early in recovery is don't be afraid to go underneath and look at yourself for who you really are. Because for me, when I did that, I was able to build a foundation that I've never had to fall through ever since, no matter how hard life's got.
Wow. Deep, man. Deep shit. I love it. People are going crazy in the comments.
People are going crazy, Ben. I love it, man. It's awesome. It's awesome to watch that go down, brother. That was fire, bro.
Yeah.
I've seen multiple people say they're getting chills just for watching.
Yeah, people go crazy when you talk, man. You got a knack for the motivation speaking, for sure.
Absolutely.
I love words. I've always loved words, but I was a wordsmith in active addiction. Difference is now is I actually believe and live what I'm saying, or try to the best of my ability.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir, man. I could listen to you. Some people got it like that, man. I could sit there and listen to you talk all day, the way you formulate your sentences and articulate everything. And
you got an incredible presence, man. Matt, likewise. I think that's what it is, man. We all got certain type of energy.
Yes.
Yep. Translates.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. For sure. We all got our own energy we bring. Matt too, man. Matt, he's your music, brother. I'm not gonna lie. I've listened to a lot of your music, and that's where I feel like your strength is. You make damn good music, bro. I could see you being, I could see you being up there with the best of them, bro. Like Jelly Roll, and I'm just being honest with you.
Hey, man. Hey, guess what? Speaking of, Jelly Roll's wife, Bunny, just reposted Ben's video today that he made about Jelly Roll not being sober, 100%, but he still talks about the fentanyl epidemic. And
Yeah,
she just posted that to her story today. I was
that's
like,
crazy.
man, let's go.
Yeah,
Let's go. Well,
I
thank you.
seen
But
somebody
yeah,
in the
music wise,
comments.
listen.
I
Yeah,
seen somebody in the comments say that Bunny.
and that video blew up again. I made a video saying I don't get why people are hating on Jelly Roll not being 100% sober, right? A couple
Yeah,
weeks, and everybody just kept posting, tagging Bunny. And while me and Matt were walking up to this church this morning, getting our little faith thing on, I saw that comment from Bunny, and I saw that the whole Jelly Roll pack was on the video, and I was like, what? I was like, okay. And,
that's awesome, dude.
on my platform, man, the work that they are doing, Bunny and Jelly Roll, to
Yeah.
spread awareness about the crisis through their music, through her content and podcast, man, shouts out to them.
Yes, for
That
sure.
just, you cannot put a price on that, man. The amount of representation that people have, now
Yeah,
that
no doubt, man. I'm literally not even an hour from where Jelly Roll's from.
from Antioch,
Yeah, like I'm right there on the outskirts of where he's from. So it wouldn't be nothing for me to load up, and I don't know where they do their podcast at. Hey, but if you guys in the comment section want to tag her or figure that out, get me on that podcast. I would love to come on and share my story on a much larger level. And everybody else too, Ben, Matt, all of us.
yeah, that would be so fun, dude. I love what they do.
For sure, man. Because I'm a huge Jelly Roll fan. Have been for a long time, even before he got the Grammys and all that. I've been listening to Jelly Roll for years.
If my PO asks, I hang drywall.
That's it. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, Jelly Roll. He's been. See, a lot of people didn't find out about him until he blew up with the Save Me and the I Need a Favor and all that. But he was underground for a long time, and he went mainstream with that. I think that was the song that took him mainstream, wasn't it? The Save Me.
Yeah, it was Save Me,
Yep,
but
Save Me.
Little White days, man, since he was with
Oh yeah.
getting a Little White back in the rapper Jelly Roll days.
Yeah. Lil White used to be hard too. I don't know where he went, but
He's
he
around.
was hard, man.
Yeah,
Because I've seen him make some stuff with Upchurch and Jelly Roll recently. Yeah, so he's still around.
Yeah, it's still active, but it's amazing to see that scene, progress in terms of, White too. He's starting to get realer. And, all those rappers who were there, I don't want to say glorifying, what they went through, but just, in that whole, early stage of the pill epidemic, Lil White with the Oxycontin. And
Yeah.
candidly, most of it didn't survive. But now he's on the other side. Jelly too, all of them caught up in that stage. Speaking of recovery, speaking on the fact it's possible to get out.
Yeah, dude, let's talk about that. I respect how Jelly Roll is really pushing this recovery thing on the people, because he has the platform to do it. I mean, this man has millions upon millions of people watching him. So the influence that he has, and the fact that he's choosing to push that message, because he can talk about whatever he wants. He's up on top of the hill. And he's choosing to really push that message. I got nothing but respect for him.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, for sure.
It's beautiful to see.
So, yeah. So we got y'all for 45 minutes, man. We can go ahead and wrap it up. I know y'all are busy. I think we talked about some real shit, man. Answered some good questions.
Yeah, I think we do. Absolutely. I'm gonna flip this camera scene. Let you guys have a peek.
Yeah, let us see, man. Oh, shout out to Anna, bro, for putting this together, helping me put this together. She put a lot of work into this podcast, so I got to give her some public.
Yeah. I love seeing her on my lives too. And happy it was her birthday recently, right?
Say again.
Was it her birthday recently? Awesome.
Yeah, yesterday. I think it was yesterday. Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday. Yeah. Tiana does a lot of. She helps me a lot. So big
Love
shout
it.
out to her.
Thank you for your support.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you
So,
guys ain't ready for how this is about to end. I can't wait. I don't want to give nothing else away, but it's gonna be great.
So, is there a date? Like, when is all this stuff coming out? You want to go ahead and promote yourself, get it out there.
It's at the behest of the cinematographer and videographer. There's gonna be a lot of editing, coloring, and I'm not really gonna place a date and say, hey, I need you guys to have it, because I want it to be done when they're at their best. You know what I mean? I don't want them to feel like they have to rush it or there be a deadline. So it could be out in a month, could be out in 2 months, a month and a half. I would say no longer than a month and a half. But yeah, the song is going to be Price of Addiction. It's going to be on YouTube's. I mean, basically, if you guys follow me and Ben in the next, like, once this drops, we're going to run a whole cycle of it. You guys aren't going to be able to get away from it for a minute. And you're going to like it. I promise. We're bringing you something good. It is not, I mean, no expenses were spared here, you know, with everything. And I mean, just the quality, dude, how serious these guys are about it. Like the people shooting this believe in this, you know, just as much as we do. And that's the most important part, because they're busting their ass to make sure that this comes to life the right way. No, and not one shoot was anything half baked or nothing. I mean, they made sure that we went through it again and again and again. Well, we want this one for safety. Let's run this. Let's try this just in case. Let's have it just in case. I mean, they got to have quite a bit of footage stocked up by this point. So, and the storyline has come together so great, you know. So, yeah. Signing it off today, guys. I'd say next month, May 15th, or excuse me, June 15th. You know, middle or end of June.
Right.
Right. Good.
Yeah, you know, art takes time, man. Masterpieces take time, and I'm definitely excited. I'll be waiting on it. I'll be on the lookout. I'll be sharing y'all stuff.
Hey, we'll make sure, Josh. We'll make sure you're one of the first to preview it and check it out, because we'll get like a pre-edit cut before we upload it and shove it on YouTube and everything. And there's like about 5 or 10 people between me and Ben that we're gonna push this out to and make sure that they can see personally before we post it. So we got you, player. Okay. We'll get it to you.
Hell yeah. I'm excited about it. Yeah. So thanks again for y'all coming on, man. Oh, and the song is out now. If there's anybody in here that wants to go check out the song, you can stream it wherever, right? Price of Addiction.
Yes.
Could,
Price of Addiction. Yep.
Yeah. Go
type it in, man. It's everywhere.
Yeah, you can stream it now.
Who has streamed it so far? It's creeping up on 250,000 independent recovery hip hop song. To see that, man, it's humbling. So thank you to everyone who has listened to it. Thank you so much.
That's awesome, man. We're going to try to get that thing to 1 million, guys. So y'all be sure to go support these guys in their music journey and their content journey, everything that we do, man. If you support me, go support them too, because they're the real deal, just like I am. And, you know, we're all in this together. And we're going to try to get those streams up to 1 million independent views.
Man.
We
love you guys, man. Dude, we're grateful. Thank you.
And big shout out to Scar Nation too. I don't think we said that enough. The community it is absolutely incredible. The power, the strength. And thank you for building that platform. Beyond the content, which is amazing, the community is incredible.
Let's go. Scar Nation.
Scar Nation, stand the fuck up, baby. I put my heart
up, baby.
Yeah, I put my blood, sweat, and tears into this community, and we're gonna make it so much bigger. So I appreciate that, man. But we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Again, thank y'all for coming on. Y'all get back to work, man. I'm excited to see the end result. Thank y'all for coming on.
Hey, man, thanks for having us.